Stay in the fight. You'll win if you don't quit. Stay in the fight. Stay in the fight. Life happens to us all. Yeah. Just stay in the fight. Look at your neighbor and say, stay in the fight.
Stay in the fight.
Just stay in the fight. I may not know what it's like to be in the fight that you're in, but I just want to encourage you to just stay in the fight. I promise you, you'll win if you don't quit. Just stay in the fight.
Yes.
Yes, 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 yes.
Because if you stay in the fight long enough, God will begin to bring people into your corner. He'll begin to bring help. He'll begin to bring support. He'll bring a support system. He'll bring an encouraging. He'll bring people your way. But they'll just encourage you. They'll just say, hey, just stay in the fight. I know it's tough. I know you want to quit. I know it doesn't seem it's going to work out. But they just say, just stay in the fight. Just keep showing up every day. Just keep doing what you always do. Just stay there. Just keep swinging. It's called endurance. It's called endurance. And what I'm finding is that most people don't have endurance. They quit when it get hard. They just quit. They just throw the towel in. They just say, I can't take it no more. I just can't take it no more. I'm just tired. I'm just tired. I'm just worn out. I just want to quit. They just give themselves a pity party. They just sit in the corner and just say, well, life's going to be, it is what it is. Sarah, Sarah. I'm just going to sit here. I'm just going to settle for life. Life's beat me up. I just might as well just go with the flow. It's easy to go with the flow. But it's hard as heck to stay in the fight and swing back.
Yeah. Right. Yes.
Especially, listen, I'm from the old school. When we would get into a fight in the old school, we'd be getting in the fight and we'd be getting our butts kicked. But we'll start looking around trying to reach and grab shoes and grab knives and grab rocks and grab everything we can because we're saying, no, I'm going to throw everything I can at this fight. I'm not going to quit that easy. It's called endurance. And when you read the book of James, you begin to understand that James is saying, hey, life is a lifelong race. Life is a lifelong race. Whether you have 30 years, 40 years, life is a lifelong race. It is a race. You just got to stay at a steady pace, but you've got to keep moving. You've got to endure some things, but you've got to keep moving. There are three things why we don't endure. There are three things that stops us from enduring, that makes us cave in, that makes us quit. When we begin to endure these trials, when we begin to endure difficult things in life, there are three things that go through all of our minds. Number one, our first instinct is to escape. We want to escape. God, if you can get me out of this marriage, if you can get me out of this job, if you can get me out of this city, if you can get me out of this church, I can't take no more. The first thing we do is want to escape. That's natural. That's just the natural feeling that comes to us all, just to escape, just to look and see that maybe, perhaps the grass is greener on the other side.
Amen.
So we want to escape. I meet a lot of people during the course of the day that work in different types of fields. And every time I meet them, I say, hey man, I said, do you have an easy job? Yeah, it's good. I said, is your grass greener than my grass? He said, it just depends on what day and depends on if I'm watering now. I said, well, it's difficult doing what I'm doing. I said, is the grass greener on your side? Because if it's greener on your side, then I'm going to move to your side. Because if your life is a lot easier than my life, then I'd rather do what you're doing than do what I'm doing. This is, well, son, it's not easy on this side. It's not easy on your side. It's just life. Some things you just got to endure. See, we always want to escape. When it gets difficult, our first instinct is just to quit. It's just to escape. It comes to us all. Let's just quit. It just ain't gonna work. Let's just quit. Let's just not try it again. Let's just not do another application. Let's just not go there. Let's just quit. Let's just not try studying one more time. So you flunked the class one time. I'm not gonna take the class again. I might flunk again. We'll go back and do it again. Don't escape. Take this out. You know that. Jump back in there and say, well, I might have flunked it one time, but I'm gonna get by this time. You just say, I'm gonna endure. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna slide here with a C. I'm gonna slide out this door. But I'm happy because I chose not to escape,
That's right.
but to fight. The second thing that we do when we begin to come under trial and great pressure is that we begin to explain. We begin to explain. We begin to say, well, maybe this is God. I'm not supposed to be doing this. Maybe God is mad at me because of something I did last year. Maybe he's punishing me. Maybe he's getting back at me at that thing I never told. Maybe we begin to try to explain the difficult, the trial, the circumstance. We begin to try to explain, well, maybe this is what I did. So we try to explain that don't try to explain nothing, because you're limited in your understanding. You're limited in your knowledge. You're limited. So stop trying to explain something and say, God, I don't know why. I just trust you that you're going to give me the strength to get through this. We try to explain. We escape, and then we try to explain. The third thing that we do under great trial and pressure is that we try to exit. We always look for the exit doors. How can I get out of this? How can I get out of this? I'm amazed as I read the newspapers and I look at the news and I read articles about high-profile people, rich people in Hollywood. I'm amazed that every time I turn a page, I see another one of Hollywood celebrity had people in the church getting a divorce. I'm saying, man, they got all the things I need. They got money. They got prestige. They ain't got to worry about nothing. They got a big house. They got everything. But them jokers just can't stay married. Here I am. I ain't got a whole lot. I'm just working every day, doing the best I can. And so somehow we think that they have something that we don't have that can make them happy. And they look at us saying, no, you have something that I want that's making you happy. And we're looking at them, envying them. And they're looking at us and saying, it's not what you think up here. And they're envying us. And we're sitting at and we're envying each other instead of saying, you know what? And so they're looking for exits out. And you're looking, trying to find an exit, trying to get into what they're into. And they're saying, you don't want this, because coming with this comes the pressure, comes the stress. You don't want this. So we're looking at them, envying them. And they're looking at us saying, I wish I had what you guys had, just a little bit of peace. And we're all envying each other. So when difficult times come, we always look for a way out. And we got divorced because we just couldn't get along. Can't get along? You can't get along? No, he snores. No, he does it. He does that. I'm like, no, we're not perfect, because if we were all perfect, we wouldn't need Jesus. So, but what I'm saying is, we look for all these exits. We look for all these reasons why I need to get out of this. And God is saying, no. He said, no. He said, no. He said, there is something that I'm producing in your life if you just let me produce it. I'm producing patience. I'm producing endurance. I'm building something in you that will outlast the storm. It's called endurance. So James began to go on in his writings, and he began to explain something to us in verse number 13. He says this. I love this. Watch this. He says, let no one say when he is tempted, I am tempted by God. Well, Pastor, I think God is tempting me. The Bible says that let no one say that when he's tempted, I am tempted by God. But for God cannot be tempted by evil, nor does he himself tempt anyone. Wait a minute. I thought these temptations, I thought all this stuff, I thought God was tempting me. Well, the book of James says, let no one say he is tempted, let no one say when he is tempted that God is tempting him. For God cannot be tempted by evil, nor does he himself tempt anyone. But each one of us is tempted when he is drawn away by his own desires and enticed. You're tempted by your own desires that are inside of you. The enemy has the ability of knowing that there are things, there are seeds, there are words, there are things that he has planted. The enemy has planted on the discouragement. The enemy has planted discouragement on the inside of you. He has planted defeat on the inside of you. The enemy plants anxiety on the inside of you. He plants fear on the inside of you. He plants these lusts on the inside of you. He plants perverted things on the inside of you. Well, Pastor, how does he plant these things on the inside of me? He plants them by what you see with your eyes. He plants them by what you see with your ears. He plants them by what you hear with your ears. He plants by what you smell, by what you taste. He has the ability of planting these things on the inside of you, so that when he plants them, he knows that sooner or later there's going to be a day of temptation. So because he knows that he can, once he plants something on the inside of you, he knows he has something to draw you. The enemy always will draw you, will always tempt you with something that he's already planted on the inside of you. That's why Jesus said this. Jesus said when the enemy comes, he said this by himself. Jesus said the enemy comes at me, but Jesus says he can't find anything in me. What was Jesus saying? Jesus saying, I've not allowed anything to be planted in me. Number one, I'm God. And he don't know who I am. And he don't know whose I am. But I am God. And I've not allowed the enemy to plant those things on the inside of me. James is saying, when you and I, when we're tempted, we're only tempted with what's on the inside of us. And that's why the word of God is quick, Hebrews says. It's powerful. And it's sharper than a two-edged sword. This word, once you begin to read it, once you begin to meditate it, this word goes on the inside of your spirit being. And it begins to uproot and it begins to move those things that have been planted in your heart all your life. The spirit of defeat has been planted on the inside of you. Somebody told you that you can't learn. Somebody told you that you can't do it. Somebody told you that your mom and dad wasn't there. So that's why you got to remain where you are in life. These things have been planted on the inside of you. And when they get planted, they begin to take root inside of you, and they begin to build a stronghold inside of you, and it's difficult for you to break away in your own strength.
Amen.
It's difficult to break away from a stronghold, from a struggle. It's difficult to break away in your own strength. That's why you have to have this word. This word is powerful. This word of God, it is quick. Once it hits your spirit, once it gets into your heart, it begins to cut these things away. It begins to uproot things in your life. It begins to rearrange your whole mindset. That's why the enemy fights his word. He don't fight your church because you got a big choir. He fights this word. He fights this word getting on the inside of you, because he knows once this word gets in you, it gets planted what it's going to bring forth.
Yeah.